The NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Rhythm is giving away a $250 future and throwing a March Madness party. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party for details. Plus, SGPN is giving away a $2,000 and giving away $2,000 in our free FREE March Madness bracket contest. Sign up today over there at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket to get into a $2,000 free March Madness bracket contest. Yes, sir. We're back with another edition of the NBA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. No me, no the voice, no the guy. It's me, really real, villain real, Terrell Furman Jr. here at your service. We are definitely getting into the final months of the season before we get into the playoffs. Once again, OKC finds a way to snatch everybody's hopes and dreams and get a win here. And Memphis Grizzlies still not good for much. It's really, really crazy. What else happened over the course of the weekend? It was a lot going on. I was a little bit more focused on college than NBA. Not going to lie, but I'm not going to lie. There was a lot going on this weekend in the NBA. Scott Studio Reichel. Scott, what's going on?
Scotty, beat me up.
Surprise.
Yeah, I feel like the main storylines for yesterday were the Thunder destroying the Nuggets and looking at the Cavs winning again. Cavs have now won 14 in a row. Second time this season, they've won 14-plus games, which is kind of just insane to think about.
How many games we got left? Can we take a loss and get another one going?
In theory, yes. They've played 64, so they still have 18 games left. But the point is Cleveland is just an insane team. Milwaukee, I think, is pretty average, at least for the playoff picture, and Cleveland went in there and won. I know Milwaukee was on a back-to-back, I believe, but still, one is nice win there for Cleveland. I took some heat on Twitter again for doubling down on my...
What'd you do?
No, I just doubled down on my Nuggets pretender tier, and people were, like, trying to fight back, saying, you can't say that, Aaron Gordon got injured and stuff like that. I just don't know how Denver has an answer for Chet or any of the actual perimeter defense that the Thunder have. I just feel like it's a bad matchup. Am I missing something?
No, I agree. I think, and it seemed like at multiple points in that game that they just said, you know what, this is how we're going to tackle Joker. We're going to have a double team of Chet and IH out there, and it's going to be just really, really tough on you on a lot of shots. And Chet, I'll give Chet, he got into foul trouble, but he's really, really worked on getting to NBA speed and trying to become an NBA level defender in really like one season for him. This is like it's like half a season for him. Like, or was that last year? So yeah, like a season and a half. Like a season and a half. It feels like he's catching up. I heard the announcers say it, and typically I don't agree with much the commentators are saying, but I do think that there's a very, very stark difference between this OKC team this year and last year. And this year it does look like they can pull themselves across the line.
I mean, the one concern I would still have is the supporting cast, assuming if J-Dub's actually ready to step up in a playoff series, or if you trust Dort or maybe Isaiah Joe or Wallace to make shots, that could be a problem potentially. But I think they are definitely probably the deepest team in the league, at least.
But when they're all on, it's insane. Like, you don't have a chance. You don't stand a chance.
I mean, yes, to be fair, though, if you're a professional team and all your players are on, you're probably going to win anyway. But yes, I understand what you're saying, though.
So as I was watching the game, I was watching multiple different points offensively, and I'm like, man, if everybody just does NBA level stuff, you're really good. Alex Caruso was getting shots where there was nobody near him.
Well, I mean, it makes sense because if you kind of pick your poison with this team and you kind of dare Caruso to shoot. But
yeah.
I do want to point out the main stat that I'll mention for why I think the Nuggets have a serious problem against the hypothetical series against the Thunder. Do you know how many blocks the Thunder had yesterday?
It was like 13, something.
14 blocks in an NBA game.
Dang it, I was one off.
I mean, that's the problem.
But I didn't go over. I was one off and didn't go over.
The problem that I have with Denver is I don't think they have enough outside shooting. And you could argue that maybe OKC is a similar issue, but Shea can walk into 40 every night. But the problem is if you end up packing the paint and you're able to put basically IH and Chet on Joker and dare all the other guys to hit shots, you're going to punt everything at the rim. Like, that's kind of the issue that Denver ran into because I don't think they have enough shooting. Jamal Murray, we know, can be very, very streaky for, upper quotes around it, a star player. He's had monster playoff games. He had a great series against the Lakers en route to a title. But you get what I'm trying to say. I feel like Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray are pretty much their only outside shooters on the entire team? Because it kind of feels that way. Brown can hit a little bit from the outside. But I just question.
He had a big one in the game.
If you can stop Joker in the middle and you could actually patrol the paint, will Denver make enough outside shots to win multiple playoff rounds?
I was about to say, you got to.
I don't know.
They win a 7-game series. I don't know. To win a game for sure, they can.
Do I think Denver's going to beat? Do I think Denver's going to be able to beat the Thunder or potentially the Lakers? We'll see, and the Cavs and the Celtics? Probably not.
Let's play a game.
That's where I'm at.
We're gonna play a game. All right, we've got. Let's go down the list here in the Western Conference. Denver's currently a 3 seed, so they would match up with, looky here, Golden State. Denver, Golden State in a 7-game series, Scott.
I'll tell you what, I think that's actually a really good series. I think that's actually a really good series, to be honest with you. I would probably go Denver anyway, because I just don't know how Golden State would match up with Joker, but I think that could go 7. If the Warriors are playing this well, that's a long series. I don't think Denver smacks them. I think that's a close series either way.
Denver, Houston in a 7-game series.
I think Denver would kill Houston, personally. I'm just not high on Houston. I think Houston's just immature. I think they'll learn, they'll get killed, they'll bounce back next year.
Let's see.
Well, do we agree on this, by the way, or you're just going down the line?
Oh, no. I agree. I'll let you know when I disagree. But, well, actually, no, I disagree with the Houston take. I think Houston will win.
Really? I would personally take the Nuggets in like 5 or 6.
I just defensively, I think Houston defensively is just too much. And all those like outside shots that we're talking about, they're not going to be there.
It's just a crunch time thing for me because, Joker's going to get his team the best look possible. Houston still has no idea what they're doing down the stretch. And I mean, Amon should be back for the playoffs. He's out for about 2 weeks.
But what if they're not in the game at crunch time? What if it's not a game?
I trust Denver enough to hang in there. And
I think it's a good
series.
Late,
but
I think it's a good. I'm a little bit more higher on the Rockets. The Rockets kind of sold me this season.
I mean, I personally think that Golden State Denver would be a much more competitive series than Denver Houston, in my opinion.
No, I think Houston wins in 6 if they play Denver. I think Golden State has a chance to win in 7, but it probably goes to Denver on some, I probably bet Golden State in game 7 between Denver, but Denver probably actually wins the series.
I know Denver blew a 20-point lead at home against the Timberwolves last year. I would probably take Denver at home in game 7. So I'd have Nuggets over Warriors in 7. I'd have Nuggets over Rockets. To be honest, maybe even in 5. I just think Denver would kill that team, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Man, Denver and Memphis was so much of a better series like a month ago.
Memphis just fell apart. I mean, you could argue that it's Ja's shoulder and he can't shoot at all.
Yeah.
But he can't shoot. Like, it's a serious problem.
Yeah, that's pretty depressing.
And Triple J is injured, though. So to be fair, Triple J should be back for an actual playoff series.
Denver, LA.
I mean, Denver owns them historically speaking, but the last time we saw them, the Lakers blew them out by 20+ in Denver. But, I mean, we're assuming that LeBron and Luka are fully healthy for this?
Yep. I'm going LA.
I actually might take LA, to be honest, but
I think if Denver plays how they're playing defensively, they're going to give LA too many chances, and it's going to be like, dog, we got embarrassed by this team. They're going to take the opportunity to beat them in a playoff series.
I'm not saying that the Lakers' actual game plan defensively that worked that one regular season game would work for a full 7, but they might have found something when they were just basically sending multiple bodies at Joker. We're going to dare other people to do anything. I actually think that's a pretty solid defensive game plan. I actually might go Lakers, but I think that's a 7-game series. I think that's 6 or 7. I think that's going the brink,
So Lakers, OKC. OKC.
I really think OKC would beat that Denver team in like 5 or 6, to be honest. I don't think it's that close between the two of them.
It's just a really bad matchup there.
I think it's a really bad matchup, yeah, especially if Chet and Isaiah stay healthy. I just think they have too much size on the interior. They can limit Joker. And I don't really like the supporting cast of Denver that much.
Well, it looks like for Denver, I mean, it doesn't look like they're that bad, though. They just got to get the right matchup. If they get the wrong matchup,
I don't think they're that bad. It's just when you're talking about title contenders, if I'm picking you to lose to the Thunder, and I'm giving you basically no chance of beating Boston or Cleveland in a series, and you probably have to be 2 of the 3 to win the title, I kind of view you as a pretender because that's where I put the Knicks. I'm not picking the Knicks to beat the Cavs or the Celtics or the Thunder. So I can't view you like lifting the trophy at the end of the year. That's kind of why I have them grouped together.
So your title tier is, can you beat one of those 3 teams?
Yeah. Which I think is pretty much the point of being a title tier, because those are the 3 clear best teams in the league. Like, do you see any team in the East?
Is there anybody else that's capable of beating those teams?
I don't think so. I mean, of course, with injuries, in theory, everybody's in the hunt because, weird things could happen. But, I mean, do you think any of these teams can realistically win the title over the Cavs, the Celtics, and the Thunder? The only question mark I'd have is the Lakers, because I don't know about the upside, but probably not. So those are the 3 teams I think that are going to end up winning the title.
You know what? Like, I could really, and I hate to get back on the Warriors bandwagon after jumping off mid-season.
They've been playing really well lately.
But like, I wish they had a big, but because if Jimmy plays in the playoffs like he normally plays in the playoffs,
they can beat anybody in theory.
Dude, like, I think that's the one thing that I'm not just considering with the Golden State run, is that Jimmy will be Jimmy in the playoffs. If Jimmy's Jimmy in the playoffs, dude.
But you mentioned the lack of size. Like, I think Boston can match up well against the Warriors just based on how much length they have in their overall lineup. And Cleveland just has Mobley and Allen. I think they'd kill the Warriors on the interior.
Yeah.
Like, I get what you're saying, but I think we'd agree the
Warriors would need some bullshit like the Knicks to get into the finals.
It's also not like March Madness, and it's not like the NFL where you just need one game to go your way. We're talking 4 out of 7.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see any of these teams beating the Thunder, the Cavs, or the Celtics, probably multiple of those teams in a playoff run to win the title. That's where I'm at. Do we agree on that?
Yeah. The Lakers, Bear Commander, it's the same thing for me. The Lakers and the Warriors have the same problem. If they had a legit big, I'd probably be on the wagon, but I just can't get there yet.
Yeah, the only reason why I have the Lakers potentially near that top tier is just based on potential upside. But do I think they will win the title? No. Like, I don't think the Lakers are good enough. But if you want to ask about Luka and LeBron, the 7
it's the same question. It's the same thing as the Warriors. There's a potential that Luka and LeBron could both average 30 plus, and that's the short end for a series.
Yeah,
there's a potential for Jimmy Butler and Steph to average 30 plus. Yeah, so for a series, like, that is a potential.
The 2-headed monster on both teams, in theory, could combine for like 60 points per game in a series, and at that point, you got a shot.
Yeah, you always have a shot. All right, let's move on here. Nice little conversation. Somebody probably thought of a futures bet during that point that they wanted to place there, so you're welcome.
Do you think I'm wrong there, or are we on the same page, basically?
No, I think we're basically on the same page. I think we just have a couple of other teams. Like,
there's nobody in the East, by the way, that I think is worth a damn besides the Cavs and the Celtics. No offense. I just see that being the guaranteed Eastern Conference Finals. Do we agree on that? The East is so weak at the bottom. I just can't imagine anybody.
And I can't see Milwaukee beating Cleveland, and it looks like it's going to be Milwaukee-Cleveland. Like, maybe if Milwaukee could, maybe if there's some like
the first round.
Yeah, maybe, like, I see this ending like Milwaukee gets some type of injury. That's the only other team that I would place a bet on, Milwaukee. And it's not because of them, how they are right now, but it's because of some shit like when they won the title where they just kind of get lucky and the injury bug hits everybody else around them. And then they just kind of sneak their way up there. And then once you're in the finals, you have a chance. So
I'm not sure Milwaukee would even beat Indiana. So we'll see what happens in a potential first round matchup, but we'll see.
No, I don't know.
I think that's a hell of a series regardless. So
I could see some injury luck. Like, you tell me somebody goes down in that Boston series.
Yeah, the point is, though, for any other team to have a chance, you need some unforeseen.
Oh yeah, you definitely need injury luck. But at this point, like, that's what you're betting on. If you're betting on anybody else, you're betting on injury luck.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'm saying
that's why people that had Mobley Defensive Player of the Year are, rejoicing because they were just betting, well, if anything happens to Wemby, then this is really good ticket. Like, I think that's the same premise on betting anybody else other than the big three. And
you're just hoping injury stuff works your way, but there are clearly 3 teams better than the rest of the league. Clearly. Yeah.
Like, when you said they're a whole different tier, they're actually really a whole different tier.
It's not even close.
All right, let's see here. Giving away $2,000 in our free March Madness competition. Just go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/bracket to sign up today and gear up for Merch Madness with promo code MADNESS, 20% off the SGPN store.sportsgamblingpodcast.com. Get in there and go grab you some TCE first half under gear now. We'll give TC a little plug there for March. All right, and SGPN is brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost card allows you to avoid the hassle of having your card denied at the sportsbook, DFS site, sweepstakes site, all of that. Plus, you can earn up to $750 per month in cashback rewards. Really, really cool stuff, guys. And you don't have to worry about giving your card to the sportsbook, anything like that. And you know your money's good with Edge Boost because they are FDIC insured, no credit checks, completely free. Sign up today. Promo code SGPN, and you can get better cashback rewards and an instant tier 2 status. Jump tier 1 and get to tier 2. That's edgeboost.bet. Promo code SGPN, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet every single sport, plus props. Plus, you can go over there and play some casino games as well. So go do that over there at mybookie.ag. And you can easy deposit with cryptocurrency, and you can get lightning fast payouts. And when I say lightning fast, I mean by the time you can put your phone down, go use the bathroom, take a little dump, come back, and it's already on your account. You're good to go. That
was a very specific example.
Yes, it was. It might have happened before. It might have.
I can tell
before.
That was too specific. Yeah, I can
very, tell. Very much. And so, yeah, mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $1,000. That's mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, let's get into the NBA slate for the day. There we go. Oh wait, no, that's Tuesday. I'm prepped for Tuesday, Scott. All right, here we are. Charlotte Hornets on the road, going to play the Miami Heat. Heat laying 9.5 here. It's actually went down a point. 216.5 is the total. Injury report here for these two teams. And I got for there we go. For the Charlotte Hornets, Nurk is probable. And Okogie's out. We got, Jesus Christ, Miami Heat do this all the time. All right, Tyler Hero is probable coming off of the sick report. We've got Andrew Wiggins, who is probable coming off an ankle. We got Alec Burks, who is questionable with the back injury. Haywood Highsmith is questionable with the knee injury. We got Duncan Robinson, who was questionable with the back injury. All right. Yeah, Scott, there's nothing's changing for me. Heat
9.5?
Yeah, Heat are a favorite. 9.5. Give me Charlotte.
Forget about even just being the favorite and just based on the history and with the trends that we end up backing.
Yeah, look at them this season.
Can't hold the lead. They blew another lead over the weekend to Chicago. Like they can't hold the fourth quarter lead to save.
And you know what? They were catching 5 too that game, bro. Like it's like the voodoo. It's the voodoo of them being a favorite just kind of works in the game and works towards their favor.
Yeah, but the point is Miami. I've been critical of Spoelstra for most of the season because they can't hold the lead. I get the argument is the team's not that talented. They're missing some guys, but if you're supposed to be the best coach in the league by a mile, you can't blow this many fourth quarter leads. Like it can't happen. They are guaranteed to basically punt any double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and it's just embarrassing to watch. Home, road, it doesn't matter. Like if you want to go for a potential solid live play, you take whatever points the other team's getting when Miami's up after 3 quarters. Because the game turns into a war anyway, and Miami usually loses.
Man, it was like the other day. They were laying 8.5 against the Wizards. And dog, it was like a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter. I was like, yeah, no, they're going to blow this. And then they did. And then the Wizards let them have it right back.
The Wizards are a fake team anyway.
Yeah, the Wizards gave it right back. But, like, dude, they still did it. I was like, oh, man. Like,
it's every single game.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
So I'll go Hornets plus the points. I mean, LaMelo's supposed to be active. Bridges has been great lately. Yep. I know he had 40-plus last week.
And they've been good their last 2 games.
Yeah, they've been fine. Beat the Nets. I mean, my Nets are falling apart. They're trying to tank at the last minute.
They really did all they could to lose that game against the Cavs, too.
Yeah. They did. I mean, that game was insane too because the Hornets had 30 less free throws in the game, and they lost by
Yeah,
one. But the point is,
they did
they've been
everything they
competitive.
could.
They've been competitive, so I'll go with the Hornets plus points.
Yeah, man. Yep. Saw them Bulls. He beat the Heat. That was crazy too. Like the
By the
Bulls
way,
suck.
Bader, you got to get used to it. Your team's a play-in team. Like, I understand you want your team to tank, but no, your team's going to run into the 10 seed. Your team's actually not playing that badly right now in Chicago. They've been good lately, for their standards at least. They'll be a play-in
Yeah, I
team.
was about to say, like, the fact that they lost, man, that's it.
You got the Sixers, though. You got the Nets. Like, those teams are jokes. They announced min restrictions for Grimes and people moving forward. Like, Chicago's getting the 10 seed whether they want to or not.
This line is really crazy. This line's really crazy.
Yeah, it's an insane line. Especially with LaMelo playing. This is price like LaMelo is going to be sitting. But as of right now, he's in the lineup. So I'll go with the Hornets.
And he's not even on the report. Like, they're going to change. Like, they would have to come out of nowhere with the LaMelo reason of why he's sitting today. No.
Yeah, pretty much.
This is insanity. All right. That was easy. I really want to play the chalk drop because why? Why would you lay 9.5? Everybody should be on Charlotte today. Everybody.
Well, it wouldn't be the chalk drop because that would be laying the points.
But like, you know,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It's more of like
we need to find something else. We got to find something else
That's like an X-Files because that's like an X-Files conspiracy type theory of why is the line 9.5 kind of thing.
I think I have that one up here.
I think you do. That's why I'm saying. I think that one makes more sense.
Yeah, yeah. Because why is this the line? I don't know, Scott. I'm very tempted to bet this. I just do not. I do not believe in and Charlotte's really bad, but I do not believe.
Am I wrong about Spoelstra? By the way, I get the Miami traded away Butler and everything, but if you're
the NBA's Eric Tebow right now,
I'm just saying, like, if your team's this bad in crunch time and you are the de facto best coach in the league, shouldn't you get roasted to some degree? Mm-hmm. Am I missing something?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of where I'm at.
It's the. I mean, come on. It's the fact that he's like a future Hall of Fame.
If you're going to praise him while he's good, you got to also roast him while he's bad. And I think he's been brutal this year down the stretch. So,
and I think for some reason he just like coaching in Miami is also a cakewalk for him because it seems like he doesn't have expectations.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, every time they overachieve, it's Spoelstra's a great, but when they lose, it's like, well, the roster sucks. It's like,
like it seems like this is a cake job right now. I don't think I would ever want to leave this situation.
I'm not saying he's a bad coach. He's clearly a great coach, but you got to give him some of the blame.
No, he doesn't catch blame like ever. I've never heard anybody talk about Eric Spoelstra and why the Heat are not, at the top of basketball right now.
At least close some of these leads, man. Close something.
Pat Riley catches more heat than Eric Spoelstra.
That is true. I mean, to be fair, he hasn't really done much with this team for a while, but you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, but like Eric Spoelstra catches, like there's nobody that ever talks about it's his fault. Where's our Heat? We have Heat listeners. Where are y'all at? Do y'all blame Spoelstra? I got to hear it. All right.
I mean, they're going to blame Riley more. I'm just saying mid-game, when you blow that many fourth quarter leads, I have to blame the coach to some degree.
Somebody show me a Heat fan that hates Eric Spoelstra, please. All right. The Los Angeles Lakers are on the road going to play the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, D'Lo. Yeah.
Well, the last time they played, he bricked that game winner. So we'll see what happens.
But he still went over his points prop.
I know he did. I'm just saying he went for the game winner and he bricked it. So we'll see.
All right, we got the Lakers and the Nets. Scott's Brooklyn Nets. His Nets are catching 6.5 at home here. 215.5 is the total. Lakers are coming off of the Celtics loss. It's been a while since we've seen the Lakers lose a game. So let me figure out some recency and what they've done off of a loss here. We injury report for these two teams, and we've got for the Lakers. Jesus Christ. Luka Doncic is questionable. Back soreness. We got Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura. Oh, this is why. Dorian Finney-Smith, Rui Hachimura, Jackson Hayes, LeBron James, and Maxi Kleber all out. Cam Thomas is out, and Watford is out. Scott.
This game sucks.
Yeah, I would if you bought tickets to this months prior.
Oh God,
you were so excited. Okay, so let's say you bought tickets to this in the beginning of the season, and you were looking like this was a birthday present. Your birthday is in like October 20th. Your birthday October 20th, and you got tickets to this game because you a Nets fan and you a LeBron James fan, and so you were looking forward to this game all season.
Then Luka shows up.
And you're like, holy crap. And D'Lo gets traded. And you're like, oh, this is going to be a really good game. Oh, I can't wait to it. And then you get to the day of the game. and there's potential for no LeBron, no Luca.
Well, it's not no potential. LeBron is out. Luca
Well,
might not play.
no, but I'm saying the potential for neither one of those
Yeah.
guys. But yeah, oh, dude.
I mean, I can't back the Nets right now based on how they're playing. They're playing like a tanking team should.
Yeah,
They
they
just took
just
too
lost
long
to
to
the
do it.
Hornets, bro.
They did, but the Lakers, this might be a good game where you want to go for like a Dalton Connect option or like a Reeves play because one of them's going to go crazy. I can't tell which one it's going to be. I mean, Reeves is the safe guess, but I would probably go Lakers. I'm probably not going to bet this, but Nets team total under. Like this team can't score. If the Lakers are going to win, the defense should be still pretty solid. So I'll go with the under for the Nets.
Oh man, dude, buying tickets that farther advanced in the NBA should be a crime. There's no way.
But it wasn't even like last second load management guys going to sit. This was actual injury by LeBron.
Dude, you would be so sick if you got these tickets in October, and then like the roller coaster of emotions these teams put you on of thinking like, oh wait, the Nets are actually good. This might be a good game when we get there.
You can't even resell it. Like your tickets just went from like $100 to
Yo,
$2.
the first month of the season, you're like, hold on, the Nets might be be a good game when we watch it. Oh, dude.
I'll go Lakers, but I guess the Nets team total under. But damn, this game's not very appealing.
Yeah, man. I can't bet the Lakers until I know what's up with Luca, but yeah, give me Lakers.
There's such a random potential Reeves triple double game though. If Luca ends up sitting.
Oh yeah,
it has
or like Reeves
Reeves,
Reeves like 30.
Yeah.
Oh, Aaron said that in the chat. My fault, Aaron. I really didn't look up at chat and see that. My bad. I didn't mean to steal your thunder. Aaron said Reeves 30. Keon Johnson birthday game. Oh,
mostly a joke when Cam Thomas is out. Someone's got to shoot the ball.
Yeah, like, what do you mean? Mostly a joke. This isn't a joke.
If he has props, it's not a joke.
Yeah,
so.
Actually not. I mean, come on. Obi Toppin had 8.5 and went over, and he had 13. So like
one underdog entry with that.
And,
with that play on Obi.
And if you played 12 plus, you got some plus money. So like, there's a reason to play Keon Johnson today. So thank you for adding that to the card. All right. We got the Boston Celtics at home playing the Utah Jazz in the Will Hardy return.
17.5. Yeah.
And it actually went up a half a point too, believe it or not. 229.5 is the total. Let's see. I mean, it doesn't matter for me, but it might matter for somebody else. For the Jesus Christ. Okay, so we got Jordan Clarkson, who is they played yesterday, so I don't have the updated injury report. But you're getting questionable tags on Clarkson, Collins, Kessler, Markin, Sexton, Springer. Oh crap, the James Springer revenge game. Forgot about that. I mean, he's not going to play, but yeah.
Like we're going to get props on James Springer. Okay.
Yeah, man. All right, and then you got what's this? Horford, Tatum. Wait, did Horford play yesterday?
Well, they didn't play yesterday.
Oh no, that was Saturday. Oh yeah, so
Horford played like 40 minutes in that game on Saturday.
Yeah. Oh wait, man, they might sit him. There is a possibility that they might sit him. I was gonna say that Al Horford is definitely gonna play in this game, but there's a possibility they might sit him only 2 days after 40 minutes. And then how he was playing defense in that game too, they might.
He was so good in that game.
Porzingis, I'm pretty sure is not gonna play.
Yeah.
He's doubtful. And we got Jason Tatum, who is questionable.
I'm taking Utah.
There's no reason to lay this amount of points with Boston after what we've seen with them all season.
Do you know Boston plays next game? Oklahoma City.
Oh shit, for real?
Oklahoma City. They play the Lakers.
What a sandwich spot.
They played the Lakers on Saturday. They played the Thunder on, I think it's Wednesday, I think. Yeah, Wednesday. So there's a day off, but Tatum played 45 minutes against the Lakers. Horford played like 35 minutes. They treated it like it was a very important game, as they should. Once again, you want to kind of showcase dominance over a team that you might be competing with later on in the playoffs. But it's such a bad spot for Boston. First of all, they've been terrible laying double digits all year.
Mm-hmm.
Clear letdown spot. The Lakers on Saturday and the Thunder on Wednesday, they don't give a damn about this game. I'll take Utah plus the 17.5. Yeah,
Utah. Yeah, Will Hardy's like everybody's going to come back this game, and they're going to have like some crazy game, and this is going to be a 3-point game coming down last 2 minutes. What?
17.5 when you have the Thunder on deck. The Celtics could care less about this game.
And first of all, 17.5, and we've seen them not take these games serious.
They've lost outright laying like 15.
Matter of fact, what's the number? Let me get the updated number of the Celtics' double-digit favorites this season. I'm sorry, 2 seconds here. All right, so they are 12-19.
12-19, yeah. I'll go with the Jazz. If you want to hear a fun joke, though, Jazz money line for jokes is 10.50.
Why not? Why not? This is
It's such a good. We don't care about this. Tatum might not play. They might sit everybody. For this game.
like there's a possibility that Tatum and Horford both sit, and at that point, if you're playing around with the Jazz, they might fuck around and get a win.
They might.
That's not Scott.
17
And Utah has come good for us in seasons past. They have done it.
They have.
All right. Yeah, they're not taking this game serious at all. Come on. And plus 46-18. All right. Let's see here before we get to the next game of the slate. Gotta talk to you about Rhythm because they're throwing an epic March Madness party. Scott Reichel will be there, so make sure you go hang out there. Scott will buy you a drink too.
Drinks are free, so yeah, I'll
Yeah.
get you as many drinks
All
as
the
you
drinks
want.
are on Scott.
Yeah.
Every single drink in there is on Scott. So just go up to the bar and just order drinks because it's all on Scott. All right. First floor watch party. That is Wednesday, March 19th at Stadium Swim. If you haven't been to Stadium Swim, it's really freaking awesome too, by the way. Just let you know. Very, very good stuff there. So go hang out over there at Stadium Swim. Free drinks. Plus you get to hang out with all the guys. And also, Rhythm is giving away $250 March Madness future for one random lucky Rhythm user. I know I'm not lucky enough for it to be me, so it's not going to be me, but it could be you. So go sign up, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm, RITHMM, to get into that contest. 7-day free trial, and sportsgamblingpodcast.com/party in case you come around to Vegas, hang out, party with us. All right, Underdog Fantasy. You got NBA, NHL, college basketball. Oh, dude. I'm just gonna go. I think what I'm gonna do, Scott, is I'm about to go around all the mid majors, and I'm just gonna go take their top guys points prop because they typically go off in the tournament, whether they win or lose, they go off. So I might have to go over there to that fantasy projection for the top guys in the mid major and just go higher on all of them in the tournament. Feels like good money. Get the next what's Golke?
Yeah, Jack Olke.
Yeah, shout out to friend of the program, by the way, if you didn't know. All right, go sign up right now with NBA SGPN. That's NBA SGPN. Claim your special pick and first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus credits. That is underdogfantasy.com. Promo code NBA SGPN. All right, let's keep it moving to the Philadelphia 76ers are on the road going to play the Atlanta Hawks. The Hawks are laying 10.5. 236.5 is total. Injury report here, and we've got Andre Drummond did not play the second half. He was on the sick report prior to that game. Remember what I told you? I feel like I mentioned it last week on this show about people being on the sick report as questionable and then ended up playing and then taking their unders because they more than likely leave the game early because they're too sick and should have never been playing. Yeah, that happened to Andre Drummond when he didn't play the second half. So we've got Maxey, who is questionable with the back. And then, Paul George and Kyle Lowry are not playing, which is, duh. All right, let's see here.
I wanted to ask you, by the way, because it was brought up by Aaron. Did you see Paul George get booed at SmackDown?
Yes, I did, dude. I tweeted about it.
I wanted to ask you, though, what day was SmackDown?
Friday.
So you're telling me that Paul George had 2 games of the groin injury, but he showed up for SmackDown?
Yeah, it was in Philadelphia. So
no, but he's injured. So he just showed up at SmackDown?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna get on him for showing up, but I will admit, he was there. It was some members from the team there, and the boo was so loud and so defined, and not only just like a boo when they saw them, it was a sustained long boo. Like
I'm just confused because Paul George said, "I'm going to stop podcasting to take the season more seriously."
Yeah,
and then he immediately got injured and he showed up at SmackDown. So I'm getting mixed signals.
So I think that might have been a media play, and that might have also been some people of the 76ers like, "Hey, we gotta have representation and we gotta have one of our top guys there because WWE and NBA have this partnership going on with the belts and all that." And Fanatics, Fanatics sells all the stuff, and I will give him. I bet.
Okay.
Yeah, I bet that he probably enjoyed himself a little too much, but I give him a pass and say that.
Are you talking about he enjoyed himself too much at SmackDown or during All-Star break vacation? Or
I
both?
mean, all of it, all of it.
All of it? Okay, cool. Just
Except
making
playing
sure.
basketball.
Yeah.
You
By
know,
the way, I
the
see
younger
Bear mentioning
generation.
Rodman. The Rodman was actually in the NBA Finals. So that's actually worse.
And Rodman had a
but-
match. Rodman had a match. Like
Yeah.
that is
During
different
the
than sitting in the
finals.
crowd, and watching and being a part of the show. That was kind of insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. You know, the younger generation, there's a good amount of the younger generation that has Paul George as their GOAT, which is hilarious to
It's
me.
Brandon Miller. I mean, you could just say his name. It's just fine.
Oh, I forgot it is Brandon Miller as well.
Brandon Miller.
I forgot that. I forgot that he said that. All right.
I mean, my thoughts on Paul George are well documented at this point. So I think he's the most overrated player in my lifetime. But that's a whole separate
I
story.
don't.
I understand he had the serious injury with Team USA.
No,
I'm not gonna get too
not
far
even
into
talking
it,
about Paul George anymore. I'm literally
I
looking at
was.
this number of 10.5. Like, bro, I'm not taking Philly, but I'm not laying this with Atlanta.
The only concern I have with Philly is that they said going in they're going to give less minutes to Grimes and people moving forward. So I do question if they're going to be sitting half the team for this.
Yep.
But I can't lay 10.5 with Atlanta. They had a nice couple wins against Indiana. Halliburton didn't play. Still wins nonetheless. Big wins for the sake of the division. They can still win that division. But
you know, Scott, I feel like we've handicapped enough games that we can sit here and say, like I don't think that there has been a game that has been so disgusting that I'm like, dog, there's no way we can even like say a side here. Laying 10.5 points with Atlanta is criminal.
Yeah.
But betting Philadelphia at any point in time is 10.5. Yikes.
I want to consider the over, but I'm not sure Philly has enough talent to actually score in general. So I don't really know what to do with this game.
And then the team total for Atlanta is so juiced because they're laying 10.5 points.
Yeah. I mean, do you have any thoughts? I know Trey hurt his hip last game, and he was able to play through it in that fourth quarter. He had a couple of big plays late, but I can't. I mean, I don't really have anything. I'm in a box for this game. I feel like CJ. I'm a man in the box. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I'm just stuck.
Man in a box, stuck. Don't know what to do. Yeah, I'm not talking about this game anymore. I'd rather pick the next game that we're going to talk about.
Yep.
The Washington Wizards are on the road going to play the Toronto Raptors. Man.
Remember when we had good games on the calendar?
Now,
games.
We'll say this is the crazy that we gave the toilet bowl. This is a toilet series, Scott. This isn't even just a toilet bowl. This is a toilet series.
And to be fair, the first game was crazy.
And
to be totally fair, first game was wild.
Exactly how it was scripted. We get the dog outright. Now we have deja vu principles. We're supposed to lay points here in the toilet bowl, lay a 6.5 on the bounce back for Toronto here. What are you doing? Oh wait, report. We've got a few names actually for these two teams. Let me see here. Malcolm Brogdon, Rashawn Holmes, Kobe Jones, Chris Middleton, Marcus Smart, all out. Jesus Christ. And then you got Jakob Poeltl, Jonathan Mogbo, Grady Dick, Abaji, Jacoby Walter, all out. Right now, projected, AJ Lawson is getting the start for the Raptors today.
Okay, I'm going to give you a quick trivia question. Do you remember which college AJ Lawson went to?
I do not. I'm not going to lie to you. I was trying to remember it. But the person I was thinking about, I was going to say freaking Northern Iowa, but that's not AJ Lawson. That's actually freaking AJ Green.
Yeah, it was South Carolina.
Oh, dude. I should have knew that.
So, fun fact about AJ Lawson, he went to South Carolina. Anyway,
what are we doing here, Scott?
I'll go with Toronto, I guess. I mean, the first game was crazy. I don't mind the over in this game. I think you'll see some points, especially with Poole coming back. Poole played last game. I thought he was great. So I think you'll see points. Give me the over for this one. I think Toronto will look a lot better than they did against the Wizards the first time around. They were half a second away from winning because a Shed hit that game winner that didn't count. But I do think that Quickly playing and Barnes playing, they have some talent on this team still, and Barrett. I think they'll look sharper. Give me Toronto in this game. I didn't check the injury report for the last game to see if anyone sat out of those three, but I like Toronto's ability to score against this team, so that's good enough for me. Give me Toronto, but give me the over. And by the way, the last game which Toronto did lose to Washington, Quickly did not play. So Toronto does have reinforcements for this game.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're paying Quickly $100+ million and he's not playing the previous game, then technically that does count as reinforcements. So I'll take Toronto.
Yeah, I'm with you. Deja vu principles. I would be very disappointed if we got the dog the first game and didn't come back in here on Toronto to get revenge. And plus, you're not no Middleton, no Smart, no. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, Toronto laying 6.5. Yuck. Let's see. Phoenix Suns on the road going to play the Memphis Grizzlies yet again. Grizzlies laying 4.
Well, the last time they played, both teams scored 150 points. So
Yeah. This was dude, like a month ago. This is like a stone cold lock. It's still kind of I still think I know where I'm going, but like a month ago, there's no question here. And I think we actually did bet this a month ago, and it actually went that same way. Okay, so we've got Memphis laying 4, 243.5 injury report, and for Monty Morris is we'll see game time decision. They played yesterday, so I don't got an official report. Monty Morris and Cody Martin. Then we got Santi Aldama, who didn't play yesterday. We'll have to see. We got Luke Kennard, who didn't play yesterday. We'll have to see. Jared Jackson Jr. didn't play yesterday. We'll have to see. Or he didn't play. No, he didn't play. He hasn't played for a few games. So, yeah, we'll get an update on both of these two teams because they're both on back-to-backs here. Scott, as much as
yeah.
as much as I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. I know how Memphis has been. I know. But dog, this is Phoenix we're talking about
I
here.
know. Yeah.
This is Phoenix. Like, if there was ever a get right game for the Memphis Grizzlies, it's Phoenix.
Can I say it's a get right game when they did win yesterday? They didn't look good, but they beat the Pelicans. They did win the game.
Yeah, but they haven't looked good. Like, they didn't look good in the Dallas game either. They won that one by 11.
I actually covered that game. Fun fact, but somehow they covered that game. But
it didn't look good. No. Oh, dude, no. This is so bad. This is really bad. But like, if there's ever a get right game here, it's definitely against a Phoenix Suns team who's coming off of a win. Absolutely. Give me Memphis.
I might actually take Phoenix for this one. I actually might. I mean, the last meetup they had was also in Memphis. You remember, Suns were actually winning that game, and Ja hit the game tire with like a second to go. So they almost won that game. If you want to go based on head-to-head numbers this season, the Grizzlies have won all 3 meetings by less than 8 points. So if you want to go for Grizzlies 1-10, I don't hate it for this game. But I think Phoenix is actually pretty live to win this. I question how many guys Memphis is going to have playing in this game. Ja's had the shoulder issue. He played yesterday. Bane had a borderline triple-double yesterday. I wonder what he's going to end up playing minutes-wise for this one. You said Aldama's questionable. They're looking at Triple J still being out. The Suns can't really afford to sit anybody because they might not make the play-in, so they have to push for it. I might just bank on John people sitting in this game. I'll go with Phoenix, actually. I think they might win the game. I'm not going to bet this because this is Phoenix we're talking about, but I think that 4.5 is actually a trappy line that I don't exactly want to back. I think that the Suns are pretty live to win this game. I'll take Phoenix.
All right. We got the Suns also on a back here. So that means that the over is the play.
I like the over anyway, but
they're really, let's see, where are we at? 8-5 coming off a back-to-back to the over. Grizzlies on the second leg of a back-to-back are 7-4 to the over. You look at the opponent. Oh, that's the one. So if you look at the opponent's team total over, it is 10-3 this season for the Phoenix Suns off a back-to-back. 10-3. You are up big if you just every single time you see the Suns on a back-to-back, just take the opponent team total over. Doesn't matter. They don't play any type of defense. I'm not even about to go through the metrics. Both of these two teams are like literally horrible defensively, and especially after the All-Star break.
I mean, Triple J covered a lot of holes on this defense, and he's out. So that's a problem.
Yeah. And it's like they're not even trying. Like, they don't even care. They just say, all right, we're just going to outscore you. And it's crazy they're outscoring with Ja doing none of the scoring.
I had a great game yesterday. I mean, Bane stepped up. They've had some guys who've stepped up, and they have insane depth, which helps. But I, once again, don't trust either team defensively to do anything. So,
all right. Hey, we got your Chicago Bulls here going up against Indiana Pacers. Pacers laying 6. 241.5 is total. Injury report here for the Chicago Bulls, and we got Kobe White, who is there we go. RotoWire is acting weird today. Kobe White is probable. We got Vucevic, who is questionable, which is pretty
They've been
good
winning
for
without
him.
him.
Yeah, pretty good for him. Patrick Williams is questionable, and Lonzo is doubtful. Then for Indiana, Halliburton's questionable. McConnell is questionable.
I'm taking the Bulls. I don't know if Halliburton's playing or not. He had a random
Aren't
hip
the
issue
Bulls
that
off
showed
a
up out
win?
of nowhere. Yeah, they beat the Heat, but I mean, that
And
was
they're
a
off.
couple days ago.
And they're off back-to-back wins. The Bulls have been so bad off a win this season, dude. What is that?
You say that, but then you also say back-to-back wins, which implies they won the game after they.
Yeah,
had a
and
win
so like
previously.
now it's even worse because now they've gotten the win. They've finally gotten another win off of a loss. No, wait, hold on.
I think it's just the spread at home for me. Getting 6.5. Giddey's been great. Shout out to Giddey, who's been phenomenal for the Bulls since the trade basically. But I'll take Chicago plus the points. I mean, if Halliburton plays, I can reconsider. But with them playing without Halliburton in the lineup, they've looked significantly worse. I think Chicago can keep this game close. This might be an Indiana 1-10 game. Like it might come down to the wire. Indiana finds a way to win, but 6.5. That's a lot of points in my opinion. I'll go with the Bulls.
Okay, maybe it wasn't the Bulls. Maybe I'm getting them confused with somebody else that's horrible off of a win. Bulls are actually pretty solid off of a win. All right, my bad. 22-16 ATS, 58%. Like that's really good. So, it was somebody else. I got to figure out who that was. It's somebody else that really, really sucks off of a win, and they're like around that tier of the Chicago Bulls that I'm thinking of. All right, fine. I guess we'll go Bulls. Yeah, you don't have to talk to me. I'm fine fading Pacers. All right, Bulls plus 6.
I like the over 2 in this game.
Wow. Okay. I probably won't make him my dog though. Yeah, I like the over 2. All right, Orlando on the road going to play the Houston Rockets. Rockets laying 4.5 here. 212 is the total. Injury report here, and we've got nothing for Orlando, even though Suggs is out for the season. They just don't have him listed anymore.
Beat Milwaukee last game though. They're off a win. They haven't won a game in a while.
Yeah. We got Van Fleet, who is questionable. Reed Shepard's out. Amin Thompson's out for like 2 weeks.
How many guards do they have at this point? Shepard's injured. Amin's out indefinitely. Van Vliet's questionable. What do they have? They have like Aaron Holiday and Jalen Green taking 30 shots a game?
Cam Whitmore, too.
Forgot about Whitmore. Okay.
They've been playing some Cam Whitmore.
You get what I'm trying to say, though. Their backcourt's got problems at the point.
Am I letting that one W of the Orlando Magic excuse them for everything else that they've done up to this point?
Probably not, but it was a good win against Milwaukee. They tried to blow that game late. They missed the shot at the end, but...
Yeah, no, I'm not. I can't give them a pass. They've been really bad, man. They've been really bad. And, like, Houston's been kind of teeter-tottering here or there, but they've been competitive in games. They've beaten bad teams. Yeah, let's go Houston.
And they're
I'm
at
going
home.
Houston.
21-10 at home.
Yeah, really good at home. Both of these two teams are stout defensively. And I guess if you tell me that this is going to be a closer game, it's because neither one of them really score the basketball. And I would believe that.
I'll just go Houston 1-10 in this game. Ugly. First team to 105 wins. Houston wins by like maybe 6, but it's maybe a one possession game. Houston 1-10.
All right. Like it. Love it. Let's move on. Rematch from yesterday. Denver. OKC. OKC's laying 9 this time. I'll let you know. Yesterday, they opened up at 6.5 and they were laying 7.5. And I know because I laid the 7.5. Just hoping, Scott. I was just hoping for the 1 quarter.
1 quarter.
1 quarter was all I needed. Now, for me, I was hoping that I got it earlier in the game. So I didn't have to, but I do appreciate the sweat at the end. I do. But then the quarter happened at the end and they beat them by 20 and it was out of there. They're laying 9 this time. Deja vu principles, we take the 9.
Are we sure Joker's going to play in this game? Didn't you hurt his elbow yesterday?
Yeah, but he still played. Aaron Gordon probably is not going to play in this game.
Yeah.
He left the game in the first quarter and didn't come back. So he probably is not going to play.
I'm just throwing it out there. I do question.
You give yourself an out. You give yourself an out in saying that, like, oh, well, we didn't play Jokic this game, so maybe they're not that much better than us.
It wouldn't shock me if Joker ends up questionable at like 3:00.
Yeah.
So total dropped about 3 points.
Oh, well, he's definitely going to have some type of injury designation, but
yeah, right now he's got nothing. I'm saying that we're going to add one at some point during the day.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a bad matchup for Denver.
Because OKC is probably going to win this series. And, like, this is not going to 7. This might not even get to 6. It probably could get to 6. Let me see. OKC takes the first 2 games at home. Denver kind of gets pissed off, wins the game.
You just need one. You need one road game, and you're probably winning in 5.
Yeah. And then
I think I would take OKC in 5 personally. But
do they sweep them at home?
The crowd's kind of crazy over there in OKC.
I don't know, man.
But it feels like home court doesn't mean
I kind of want to
punt.
I kind of want to punt everything and take OKC again.
I mean, I think Joker has a chance of not playing this game.
And Aaron Gordon. I mean, Aaron Gordon didn't play that whole game. It's like, so what? They get better shooting on the outside, and then we get screwed in this.
I like the under in this game for starters, because if Joker ends up not playing, Denver's not going to score. But at the same point, they both played yesterday. And I actually saw the total drop 3 points overnight. And this total's too high. Denver scored, 103 yesterday?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't see many points for a back-to-back here. I'll go under.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, fuck it. Give me OKC and under.
All right.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. That's my logic. OKC pulls away. It's probably ugly, but it's probably like exactly like 10, 11 points. Probably ugly, though.
There's going to be one quarter, and then you might get a better line alive. Denver jumps them early. OKC outscores them by 15 in the third quarter.
Oh,
suddenly you're back to where you
OKC
started.
does like to play around with their food early in games at times, too. Yeah, okay. I like that angle.
I think we got 3 games left, I think.
Yep. The Dallas Mavericks are on the road going to play. Stop agreeing with me before I say the teams.
No, because you had this voice of disgust around you, and I'm like, I
know his game. I know his game he's going to next. So me and Scott don't talk about the order of the games that we're going with. Scott just kind of waits for me to say it, and then he clicks on the title. And so sometimes Scott is like, which one is he about to go
I
with
immediately
next?
knew which one he was talking about.
Dallas Mavericks and the San Antonio Spurs are locking up here in San Antonio. For some reason, the Spurs are laying 6.5. 231 is the total here. We've got, this is why they're laying 6.5. So Kai Jones, he didn't play yesterday against Phoenix. We'll see if he plays today. See about PJ Washington, who didn't play. We'll see about Jaden Hardy, who also did. Well, no, he's out.
He's out for a while.
He's out for a while. He sprained his ankle. Yeah, he's out for a while. And then, no Lively, no Gafford, no AD. And, Brandon Williams also did not play yesterday. So we'll see if that does anything. And then we got Charles Bassey for the Spurs, who also did not play. Yeah. Yeah, man, this dead carcass that Dallas is just dragging to the end of the season.
Fault. It just is what it is. This team sucks.
Oh, they somehow did not cover that game against the Suns. I think that is insane to me. Like,
Najee Marshall gave them a borderline 30-point triple-double, and they still couldn't cover against Phoenix.
Yeah, man. It's pretty bad. It's really, really bad. But then, we flipped to the other side of the coin, and it doesn't look any better. It doesn't. 141 to Minnesota. I mean, I know Minnesota's been on offensively recently, but 141? You weren't even trying.
No, they weren't trying at all.
You didn't try. Both of these two teams are 3-7 ATS in their last 10 games, by the way.
I think I want the over because both teams can't guard anybody.
I
mean, last couple games, Spurs give up 141 to Minnesota, 127 to Sacramento, 113 to the Nets, which is actually a lot when you think about the Nets offense, 146 to Oklahoma City, 128 to Memphis. You go to Dallas, 125 to the Suns, 122 to Memphis, 137 to Milwaukee, 122 to Sacramento, 132 to Milwaukee. These teams don't guard anybody.
Yep.
I'll go over. I think this total's too low.
Way too low at 231. Scott, in Dallas this season, in Dallas's schedule, they have had 10 back-to-backs this season. What do you think their record is to their team total on back-to-backs this season? Think of Dallas. Think of the fact that Dallas played with some combination of Kyrie, Luka, and AD for a game over the course.
I know it's going to be good. Oh, you say AD for a game? Yeah, okay. I'll go
on the second leg of a back-to-back.
I'll go 8-2 to the over.
Scott, they are a perfect 10-0 to their team total over this season.
Okay.
Off of a back-to-back. Scott, I'll let you know that there's only been 2 games. I think it's actually 3 games in the beginning of the season on a back-to-back where Luka and Kyrie actually played together. Through the rest of the season, you had either Luka in the lineup or you had either Kyrie in the lineup, or what you had more often than not, neither one of them in the lineup on the second leg of a back-to-back. 10-0 to their team total.
That is so depressing. That's so depressing, though. Just reading that off. Like, yeah, they did that. How many times they play together? Yeah, 0. It's like, oh, that sucks. All right, on a back-to-back. All right.
Yeah, dog, it's like they so I think the numbers come down to it was like 3 games that they played together. 5 games where neither one of them played, and then the rest were games where one or the other played. Which is like 1 game, 2 games. Horrible stuff, by the way. Horrible stuff. But they still keep going over. I mean, Dallas team total over is just it's a smash play. I gave it out on my other show, Scott. It's a smash play here today. I got it at 110.5 last night. What? 110.5? Like 110.5 for the San Antonio Spurs team? By the way, give me Dallas plus the points.
No. I'm not laying this with San Antonio, but I think this game's disgusting. Just give me the over, no defense, and we'll figure it out as we go.
So the Bull take the points. All right, here we go. Portland Trailblazers are, dude, on the road, going to play the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are laying 12. Total is at 233.5. Let's see here. Injury report. And Portland played yesterday against the Pistons, where they lost at home.
They tried very hard, though.
They did. It was a very good game. We got Denny Abdia and Thibault and Robert Williams, all with we'll see tags. You got Kuminga and Pods both out still for the Warriors.
I think I'm taking Golden State. Back to back. Portland, remember when they were good for like 3 weeks?
Yeah, and then they started playing good teams again.
And then they fell apart immediately.
Yeah, but they did cover 11 on the road against the Cavs. They did lose by 10 to Boston. And then they got destroyed by OKC, but nobody played that game for either side. I don't think anybody on either side played in that game, actually.
That might be my concern, though. I'm a little bit concerned that after the game yesterday, they might be sitting some people in this one.
That was really tough that they lost that OKC game with nobody playing, though. They probably should have won that.
They didn't lose. They lost by 8. They got absolutely murdered.
Yeah, they couldn't score. Yeah, they couldn't score at all. Yeah,
they lost by 18 points, and OKC benched all their starters. Like it was rough.
Dude.
But
I kind of want to take Portland.
I do want to ask you though.
A lot of points.
Do you think Portland has sold the potential of getting a play-in spot? Because they're 8 under. Like, do we think that they are starting to just pack it in at this point? They might.
But I feel like they probably could have I feel like if you somehow convinced yourself you could have got it like a month ago, then you probably still have that thought that you could still get there now. Like, I don't think they pack it in. Because you probably should have packed it in and said they were horrible. They probably should have said that this was over. But they went, they turned the season around, they competed. No, I'm not going to give it. I think they keep this up for the rest of the season.
And by pack it in, I kind of meant just based on the front office or the coaching staff sitting guys. Because right now they're 9 under. And you're looking at the recent form of the Western Conference teams that are competing for that play-in spot. Phoenix, I don't want to say figured it out, but they've played better lately. Some teams are starting to look a little bit sharper. I mean, Dallas is horrible. We know that. But I don't know. I wonder if Portland is going to be sitting some people in this game, which kind of has me concerned. Golden State was able to beat Detroit. Fun game. Draymond hit the dagger 3 somehow, but still. I'll go with the Warriors. I feel like it's just a bad matchup for Portland. You can argue Portland keeps it close for a half. I wouldn't disagree, but on a back-to-back, I'm not really sold for them energy-wise keeping it together for the second half. So give me Golden State. I'm not going to bet this game, though.
I am very tempted to bet this game if you tell me Denny Avdija is playing.
That's fair.
If you give me a 100% confirm on Denny Avdija, I am very tempted because I think Denny Avdija has a mismatch here and he can really, really cook this team. As good as Jimmy is as a defender, I don't think his attention is going to Denny Avdija, and if it does, I still think Denny Avdija can shoot over him. Yeah.
Well, I'm not really worried about Avdija shooting. I'm more worried about him going to the lane to get some free throws and to finish. He's a great slasher around the rim. He can't shoot a jump shot. His 3-point percentage post All-Star break is like 26%. He can't shoot. But he's a phenomenal slasher, and he gets to the line a ton.
Shooting, scoring, but...
Yeah. And I'm saying he's very good at attacking.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. Yeah. I wasn't really thinking of threes, but just more of... I think this is a 20-point game for Avdija here. Yeah, give me Portland. You can have Golden State. It's a lot of points. Golden State wins by 10. Okay. Golden State 1-10. Give me that. Golden State 1-10. All right. New York Knicks are laying 2.5. What? Laying 2.5 here on the road playing the Sacramento Kings. 219.5. Well, the Knicks are good when they go West Coast. I will admit that. Every season, they play above expectation when they go West Coast. No Brunson for the Knicks. You got Malik Monk, who didn't play against the Clippers. You got Sabonis, who is still out for a while. Kawhi Leonard had yet another. Kawhi Leonard just has a soft touch with the basketball.
Yes,
that, like all these rolls just go his way. I don't. This isn't luck. This is actually his touch of shooting the basketball that makes the ball go in. I don't know, man.
It is an overtime game on a back-to-back, so that is why the Knicks are favored.
Yeah, but like, and I mean, I get it, but the Knicks offense looks horrible.
Yeah.
They look horrible. How do I have to have faith that everybody is just going to individually win their matchups and just score the basketball here?
I mean, you could argue it's just Cat because Valanciunas doesn't exactly play much defense. If Cat goes for 30, that's kind of your recipe. Or Hart has like a triple-double or something.
So Cat 30 and a win, and I mean that's the only really no seriously what is the path to the Knicks winning this game?
I mean,
why are the Knicks favored here? I would have been on the Knicks if you told me this was Kings 2.5. Why are the Knicks favored 2.5 here?
I really think it has to do with the overtime back-to-back spot for Sacramento. I think it was -1 overnight, and then once the game went to overtime, it immediately went to Knicks -2.5. So,
yeah.
And apparently it's Levine's birthday. So, if you want to go for Zach Levine stuff.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, we thanks for adding that in the Underdog too. All right, let me see. And rest equals 0. Well, I mean, this season, teams that are playing an overtime, previous game that was an overtime game, and then they're playing the exact next night, they are 10-10 straight up, 10-9-1 against the spread. Most of the games have gone under 8-12.
It's actually a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it's way better. Yeah, way better. Dude.
It sounds like you want to take the
Call
Kings.
me pessimistic. Yeah, call me pessimistic. I'm taking the Kings plus 2.5.
All right, I'll go with the Knicks, only because they've owned the head-to-head. I'm not going to bet this game once again. There are a lot of games on the card that don't really interest me at all, especially based on this price. But the Knicks have casually won 7 of the last 8 against the Kings. They've kind of owned this team. And
this is why I'm also taking the Kings, because I think this is some get back for the Kings too, because the Knicks do some disrespectful shit when they play the Kings. It was one game they was playing. Who was it defending?
I thought it was Julius Randle who always had an issue with the Kings.
No, because it was one game where Brunson. So I can't remember who was defending Brunson, but dude, he kept looking back for the screener, continued to look back. So Brunson called a fake screen, and the dude.
Oh, it was Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis didn't move.
Yeah, look back.
Yeah.
He looked back for the screener, and Brunson blew right past
Yeah.
him. And I was like, "Oh my god, dude!" Like they always do some disrespectful shit when they play the Kings. I think this is the Kings get back. I just talked myself more into taking the Kings here.
All right, I'll go Knicks, but I'm not going to bet the game.
Yeah, probably won't bet it. All right.
That was the last game.
All right, let's see. Let's go with Lock Dog, Underdog. No, let's go back to you, Scott.
Oh, we're going back to me?
Yeah.
All right. So for the lock here, you know what? I actually never thought I'd back this team during the course of the season as a lock, but I think I have to do it. Give me Charlotte. plus the points.
God damn it.
I have to do it. I mean, 9.5 is insane. Like Charlotte, I understand the Hornets are a bad team. However, bad teams, as you know, when you play 82 games, eventually you find yourself in a decent stretch, even if you're a bad team. They lost to Cleveland by 1. Cleveland had 30 more free throws. Cleveland attempted 51 free throws in that game, and they only lost by 1. Beat the Nets. LaMelo didn't play. LaMelo is supposed to be back in the lineup for this game. The Heat, though, are atrocious. They've lost 3 straight. They blow every lead they have in the fourth quarter. 9.5 is nuts. It's one thing if you want to pick Miami to win the game. That's fine. They might win the game anyway. But if you cannot close in any close games, then why would I pick you to win by 10-plus points? Give me Charlotte plus 9.5. Bridges has been very good. LaMelo should be playing in this game. Good enough for me. Give me the Hornets plus the 9.5 as my lock. For my dog, I thought about actually going with an alt line. And do I want to go really sick with this? I might. You know what? I think I'll actually do it. Let me just find the best price available. You're going to be shocked with what I go with for this one. But let me just quickly
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to make a case just based on schedule, and they might lose the game by 50. But I'm going to make an argument for this one. I'm going to go with Utah, but I'm going to go with an alt spread for this game. I'm going to go with Utah plus 14.5 at plus 140 in this game.
That's crazy.
Said before, Boston has been really bad laying double digits all season long ATS. They played the Lakers on Saturday. Tatum played 45 minutes. Brown played a bunch of minutes too. They play OKC next game on Wednesday. This is the sandwich spot of all sandwich spots. Give me Utah to hang in there, to once again not get totally embarrassed. Will they win the game? Probably not. But 14.5, I think, is a lot of points. Give me Utah plus 14.5 at plus 140.
No, I like it. I like it, Scott. I'm not surprised at all. Fate and the Celtics. I mean, when in doubt, Fate and Celtics is your dog, and it pretty much comes in.
And Tatum's questionable, by the way. There's a chance he sits in the line plummets anyway. So I'll go with Utah alt spread to not get as killed as people think. That's my thoughts.
All right, Scott. You know,
I'm assuming you wanted Charlotte, and that's why you got annoyed that I took Charlotte.
Yeah. But I had a backup. But I have to ask a question first, Scott. You know how superstitious I am, and I can't give out the same bet because I think that it is prime not to hit.
So Dallas team total over is also part for you.
Yes, but is it like the same bet if I take the over for the game?
No, it's a different bet. I believe there's a different ticket number for that. So
but
I think it's fine.
So okay.
Be different. Take the first half team total over. Get very weird with it. Every now and then you got to test out the superstitions. You know, you got to see what works and what doesn't.
No, because the first half is actually pretty good too. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, man. I mean, come on, it's comical that this is at 231. Like they're basically saying, yeah, this could be high scoring, but we're not really sure. We're just gonna throw it into the 230s, and then we're gonna skirt the 230. This should be in 240s. This should be a total in the 240s. This should be challenging for one of the highest totals of the day. Very, very confused here. Very confused here. Give me the 231. They are playing over 231 in the Spurs and the Mavericks.
Okay.
For my dog. Let's see here. How do we want to play the dog? It's not enough though. Not enough. I kind of wanted to just go ahead and say let's just buy all into the Kings here. But
I mean, you're not going to take the Bulls. Probably not.
Yeah, no, not enough faith in the Bulls to take.
I mean, if you want to go Kings, you can do some type of Levine birthday game combo with the Kings.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just screw the Kings the Kings to win, and let's just go with Levine. Let's just do that. Let's get an alt on Levine for his birthday. I'm perfectly fine making that the dog for the day. Oh wait, that is not. Oh, Horizon League. Horizon.
I mean, that's a chaotic. That's the Mac of college basketball right there. Levine's at 22.5. So if you want 29.5, that's plus 380. He has had 30 plus in back-to-back games.
Holy shit.
380 is pretty good for 29.5.
Damn it. 25 is plus 135. Yeah. All right. I got to go up to 380. I don't have any other choice.
I was going to say you could do, in theory, Levine just go over his points with the
Knicks, win.
With the win if you want to do it that way.
The Knicks going to piss me. You know what? But they're...
I'm trying to see if I could actually find an option here. So there are no player performance doubles. You could build your own, though. So if you want to go Levine, we'll go 25 at 132. If you throw in Levine 25 with the Kings to win, it's plus 273. So Levine 25, Kings to win. Plus
yeah, let's just go with it. Let's just go with it. Fuck the Knicks. All right. Kings money line, Levine. That's the dog. All right. Underdog.
We're going right back to Levine at 22.5.
Yep.
Who is the other birthday? I forgot.
Keon Johnson.
Okay.
There's Keon Johnson props too.
I was going to check if I actually had stuff.
Yeah, 11.5 higher.
Yeah. Just higher. No Cam Thomas, good enough.
Couple of birthday props here today. It's funny because both of these two could go over. Both of these two could definitely go over higher. I'm sorry. They could definitely go higher. What? What's today? What's today's date? I gotta remember this date in time.
Today's March 10th.
March 10th. Is it somebody else's birthday on this day that's not playing? Somebody look that up for me. Just curious if there's another birthday and there's somebody else that's just not playing. We got one more, Scott. What are we doing?
I feel like I want something in that Phoenix and Memphis game because the total's in the 240s. So if we were going to go for something on that, I mean, Ja might not play.
KD's probably going to score.
I mean, I think he's going to have to. So you want to go Durant?
Yeah, higher.
Yeah, Durant's at 26.5. Or 25. I'm actually
it's 26.5. It's 26.5. Okay. Yeah.
I'll go with the higher on that.
We can see 30 points for Durant. And plus, right, Durant's games all go the same. He's very, very passive early in the game, and then next thing you know, he has 20 points. Yeah. You're like, wait, what? I thought he wasn't doing anything. Nah, he's got 20 points now. All right, there we go. Keon Johnson, higher, 11.5 points. We'll see if you have a happy birthday. Zach LaVine, higher, 22.5 points. We'll see if you have a happy birthday. And Kevin Durant, because you're just really freaking good. And
even though he's semi-retired, according to some people, you know?
Yeah. No, honestly, does this not look like a retired Durant that's just going out there hooping and just like, oh yeah, I can still hoop against you young fellas?
Look, I'll put it this way. I know Skip has had a lot of really bad takes over the years because all he cares about is drama. This was not one of his worst takes. I'll put it that way.
Dog, you know who didn't have a bad take over the weekend? Jason Whitlock.
Really? I forgot the guy existed.
Dude, he said something and I was like, yo, this is actually not a bad. And they were like making jokes because they were like, "Did Jason Whitlock just give a good take?"
I think the last time I heard a Whitlock take was the Joy Taylor situation. I don't think I've heard him talking about it.
Yeah, I haven't. This was the first thing I had heard since then too. I'm trying to find the tweet right now. Twitter's been acting up all day. Is it me?
Twitter's been down for most of the day. I feel like it's a thing with all the talking heads though, is that I don't know what takes they actually believe and what they just want for actual, clickbait.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what anybody actually believes in the actual media, but whatever.
Yeah. It's still down. But, dog, he had a broad... Go search. When it goes up, go search.
Do you remember what the topic was about?
It was about LeBron. And so he was basically saying that, like, the media has talked about how Bron is like kind of sees himself like kind of vilified and like his struggles with the media and all of that. And they're like, well, he was like, basically, you guys started this. Like, you all, yeah, here we go. So boom, he said, obviously I'm not a LeBron James homer. Here's the deal. Skip Bayless, ESPN, Stephen A, and embrace debate put LeBron James on the very defensive very early in his career. They stunted LeBron's growth and sent him down an angry victimhood path. Skip started trolling 21-year-old LeBron James about Michael Jordan. Skip put LeBron in a fight he could never win. No one else has faced that kind of polarizing discussion. You ain't Jordan, you ain't Gretzky, you ain't Ali. Mike Tyson didn't have to be Ali for his greatness to be recognized and fully celebrated. Debate Sports TV undermined LeBron and put him on the defensive, turned a happy-go-lucky kid in angry and defensive. Facts are facts. What?
I mean,
Whoa.
I feel like it really could. Oh, look, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because I know that we want to wrap up the show.
Yeah.
I don't really think LeBron is the only elite athlete to be criticized to this degree, personally. I think the main difference between LeBron now and other star players growing up is just media access. Because back in the day when it was Jordan and company, all you were listening to or reading was the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
But in today's actual landscape, you can listen to thousands of LeBron hate tweets in the span of about 5 seconds. I think it's an access thing. I feel like it's not. Plus, LeBron kind of leaned into it, the whole Miami thing, where LeBron kind of had a moment there where he embraced the villain situation, and then he went back on it, and he's mad that people still kind of vilify him. And I feel like you can't have it both ways. I agree with the premise. I mean, I remember Skip dressing up in full LeBron gear with brick cans.
Bro, he was really tough. He was really
crazy.
tough on a young LeBron James. When we think about how young it was, dog.
LeBron
really
had probably the biggest expectations of any athlete of all time when you factor in the high school games being televised on ESPN and stuff like that. So I can understand early LeBron, but I feel like part of it's just media access. Because they used to kill Jordan. They killed Kobe, especially after he didn't win anything without Shaq for about 10 years. They roasted the crap out of Kobe for a long time. Not to mention the Colorado incident, but still, a lot of the NBA elite talent have been criticized by the media for a long time. That's not a LeBron specific example, but the LeBron hype started before any of these other players, arguably ever. My dad back in the day was giving me updates on LeBron high school games when I was 6.
Oh no!
But that was
everybody said LeBron James is the next thing. And it was funny because he actually became the next thing. And I think that's the thing. Everybody is so used to people saying you're the next thing and then them not becoming the next thing. Remember when Jabari Parker and Andrew Wiggins were the next LeBron?
I remember Paolo being
they had an
too.
ESPN. I will never forget. They had an ESPN cover. No, not ESPN. It was Sports Illustrated. Yeah, it was
Jabari Parker. I have the cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, they were the next LeBron. Both of them. Wiggins and Parker. They were like, dog, these two, both of them, next LeBron.
Yeah, but the point is for the LeBron thing, look, I get it. You can argue that LeBron also does some of it himself because he's a two-face, if we're being honest. LeBron will do certain actions and then he'll play victim every time, which I feel like can annoy some people. But
and he's a horrible liar.
I mean, correct.
That has nothing to do with it, but he's a horrible liar.
Speaking of which, forgot to mention, but I have to include it before we officially wrapped up. Happy International Women's Day. Shout out to LeBron.
Oh, yeah.
Wanted to mention that before we officially ended the show.
Happy
International Women's Day. But once again, look, the way that I look at it, I'm not going to go too deep into it. The LeBron Bronny thing, you can't comment on social media that your college kid who's doing nothing stats-wise can be in the NBA and is better than half the cats you watch on TV. And then he's one of the worst players in the league.
He didn't say on TV. In his defense, he didn't say on TV.
Okay, but you know what I'm trying to say.
On League Pass. He said
you know what I'm trying to say? On League Pass, sorry. So he's saying that I'm watching the league. That's also assuming LeBron's watching League Pass. Serious cap there, but step.
What day was that? What day was that tweet?
I'm very curious.
I'm very curious what games was going on League Pass that day.
LeBron's saying is that his non-NBA kid is better than actual NBA players while he's watching the games. Then people criticize his son for being bad at basketball in the NBA. And LeBron suddenly has a serious victim complex, complaining that everyone has a target towards his son. You literally started this. You said he was better than NBA players last year, and now you're pretending that you basically never said it. I feel like LeBron once again plays the victim a lot.
Because a lot of people might probably never saw Bronny hoop until you said that. And so it's oh yeah, Bronny's going to be tough then. Bron said that he better than a whole bunch of players. Then you see him and you're like, bro.
The problem was you watched USC last year and he wasn't on the court. Or when he wasn't getting many baskets. So I, once again, feel like LeBron creates a problem for himself down the road and then plays full victim. But yes, he's held to a significantly higher standard than most athletes arguably ever in the history of sports. Both can be true.
Yeah,
but LeBron does not help his case.
Yeah,
LeBron does
no,
not help his case.
he doesn't help. He doesn't help at all. And
No,
then
LeBron will say something when it goes badly. Suddenly he's hated. I mean,
dude.
It reminds me of the Phil
Do you
Jackson
remember him reading a
situation.
book? He was reading a book for
He wasn't
was
reading
longer
a
than
book.
AJ Brown. He was reading a book longer than AJ Brown.
He wasn't reading a book. He opened the first page of the book, and then somebody asked him about it in a press conference, and he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." It's like, "You were reading the book." He's like, "Oh yeah, my bad.
The
I got
book
confused."
you've been carrying around all year.
Yeah, the one you've been carrying. No, the one example I'll just say, the last thing before we wrap up the show, I don't know how we got into this tangent, was the Phil Jackson situation. And that really annoyed me because Phil Jackson called out LeBron for getting Tristan Thompson, for getting J.R. Smith and all of his buddies big contracts they probably didn't deserve. And then Phil Jackson said, "You got your posse paid." And then LeBron's response was, "Posse? What are you, a racist? Like, what are you talking about?" Like, no, he said that you're getting your friends paid, and you used the term.
Posse was the wrong word to use.
I think posse is more of a Western thing. That's not really a racist thing, is it? Posse?
I would, and it's there are some words that you would think are not a racist thing, but how people use them, they use them in very racist.
The point that I'm trying to say though is that, like, clearly LeBron got his best friends paid money they didn't deserve, and then he ditched Cleveland.
No,
anyway.
no. The what he was saying, I think it was just word choice, but what he was saying was very true.
The point is, Phil Jackson completely pointed out something correctly, and then LeBron vilified Phil Jackson through the use of one word, which I don't think really had ill intentions, in my opinion, but you know what I'm trying to say. He completely changed the narrative to distract everyone from what he did. That's a pretty common LeBron tactic. It's a lot of deflection. Is that fair?
I don't agree with that situation. I think he done it in other situations, but that's not the
one. Okay, maybe not that. I'm saying, but in other situations, he's deflecting.
Yeah, other situations, yeah, that's just not the one that I would have.
Okay, either way.
Example. But yeah.
You get what I'm trying to say?
No, I agree. I 100% agree. No, he brings a lot of this shit on himself. Like, LeBron is a very, very hilarious individual, and that's why I think it's funny watching him.
It's a lot of boy cried wolf with him, and I feel like that's why people are annoyed by him.
But it's also, I think it's both ways. I think two truths. I think that the criticism is too tough, but he also doesn't help himself in the same vein.
I agree. I think the criticism
he's not perfect. He's definitely not perfect, but there's definitely it gets to a point where you're like, all right, bro.
Either way, point is that LeBron hasn't really helped himself. He gets everything he does gets microanalyzed, but I think all other star athletes in previous generations would have the same type of issues if they were in the Twitter era. If they were in social media and the talk show, debate show nature of ESPN and all these other networks, I think that they would experience similar issues with the media. But LeBron has the most media access of any elite athlete. I think that's kind of my point. That's how I look at it.
Did Alec Ovechkin get a bunch of hate in hockey?
I don't know.
Or like Sidney Crosby?
Crosby won immediately. So it was really tough to roast Crosby because he just joined Pittsburgh and they immediately won a couple cups. Ovechkin was viewed as being a non-playoff winner stat chaser, and then he finally won a cup, and now he's about to potentially pass Gretzky for the all-time goals. So I don't really know if that's a fair comp because Crosby was like Canada's golden goose, and he lived up to every single expectation they had. So that's kind of a tough example.
I've never heard anybody. I don't watch hockey, but I haven't heard of anybody get compared to Gretzky until just now when Ovechkin's about to pass the goals. So I was like, oh, has anybody said this guy's the next Wayne Gretzky?
No, I mean, the truth is I think Crosby's a better player than Ovechkin ever was, if I had to compare the current era. But I think if I was going just based on athletes, I stick with basketball or maybe football. People used to roast the crap out of Peyton Manning and all these quarterbacks who couldn't win anything. So I think that people would get roasted a lot. You just had less overall media coverage because everybody has an opinion now and they can share it in 2 seconds. That's kind of my stance on that. But Kobe got roasted a lot too. People forget about that. Shaq carried the team. He couldn't do it himself. That was a decade thing. He was a chucker. A lot of, roasting for Kobe over the years.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, come on. He played 20 years. What's he supposed to do? Have 15 rings?
Once again, it doesn't have to be realistic expectations, but that's the expectation they give. They called Jordan a stat chaser, couldn't win. Then he finally won a 91. The rest is history. But yeah, once again, I think media access is a big factor for that.
Okay. I mean, I think media access definitely plays its part. But I thought the point was also I think both, like you said earlier, both things can be true. Part of it is media access. The other part of it is, they're actually a little bit they're on this a little hard.
Well,
They've
LeBron
been on
also
this for a while.
sells because
And then,
people,
LeBron also doesn't do himself any favors either. Like, there's so many, like, it's not
oh,
just
no,
one
I didn't
thing.
even
There's
mean
a
it that
bunch
way.
of things.
I didn't even mean it that way. I meant that LeBron is such an important figure that if you talk about him, you instantly get traction.
Oh, yeah.
So there's an incentive to talk about him, whether it's good or not.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because Charles Barkley. Oh man, how many times are we gonna get Charles? They just need to put Charles Barkley and Kendrick Perkins in a celebrity match. Just go ahead and put them in a celebrity match and let them box.
I'll take Perkins in that one, but only because of age difference. If it was the
Yeah.
prime, I think Barkley would have kicked his ass.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I would love to see Kendrick Perkins get knocked on.
I don't know how we got onto this tangent, but I kind of had a good time.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I just mentioned the tweet, but I don't know what made me mention it. I don't know. I was just talking. But nonetheless, it was at the end of the show. So if they didn't want to see it, they got the picks. They could have left already. All right. Other than that, Scott, anything else for people before we get up out of here?
No. Once again, we're back tomorrow. And a lot of games. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but hopefully we make some money.
Yep. All right. At Reichel Radio, I'm at really real __. Make sure you give us a follow. Wow, there's 70 of you still sitting here listening to that tangent.
I thought it was a pretty good tangent.
Yeah, no, but that's crazy. Like, because it literally just, I have no idea how it even started. Like, honestly, I really don't even know how I got to the point where I was even looking up the tweet. Twitter wasn't even working for me to pull it up. I was really about to end the show. I have no idea how we got on another 30 minutes here. Oh man. All right. Dang, man. They gonna think we one of the people that talk about LeBron just to get traction. Dang it. All right, no more talk about LeBron, the Lakers, or the Warriors.
Having said that, don't forget to like, subscribe to the
and don't forget that we're betting these teams today too.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, all of that stuff at SGPN NBA on X whenever that starts working again. NBA SGPN on Underdog, all of that. With that, me and Scott will be back. Wait, are we back tomorrow? Or is that no? That's us. Yeah, we're back tomorrow. Me and Scott will be back tomorrow. Other than that, I have nothing else to say. Nothing else to do. No other way of ending podcast. Just gonna do like this. We are out of here.